Hello everyone and welcome to the Mortuary. I am the Mortician. And today I have a recent albums pickup. Let's get right into this. First thing I wanted to show is, sorry I'm a little sick so I'm going to be like breathing out of my mouth and sniffling, is Black Sabbath's self-titled. Yeah, I never had this before this point. It's actually, it's Black Sabbath. You know what you're getting with this one, with songs like Nib and Behind the Wall of Sleep. Very awesome album, definitely a staple in metal. Blah blah blah. The next one is Black Sabbath's Paranoid. Yeah, I absolutely love this album. For a long time, I didn't think I would like this one because it seemed like there was a lot of songs that people just wouldn't shut the fuck up about, like Electric Funeral, Planet Caravan, Paranoid, and War Pigs. But honestly, it's still a pretty good album, despite people never shutting the fuck up about some of these songs on here. It's definitely still a good album. I picked both of these up for $8, by the way. Actually, all the Black Sabbath albums I'm going to show, I picked up for $8. And no, they were not picked up all at once. Next is Iron Maiden's Power Slave. For those of you who don't know, I'm not a big Iron Maiden guy. This is my first Iron Maiden album I've ever bought. And the reason for that is like, for a long time, I guess you could say I was in like Iron Maiden, like when I was younger, and people used to put it on in the car and stuff, I'd like it. But as I got older, I guess I lost appreciation for it. And even buying this, there's only like 2 songs on here that I really like, 3 actually. That's Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, and Lost for Words, which I think is just one big guitar solo, which is really cool. But I like the album more than I thought I would. If you've ever heard, you've had to have heard of Iron Maiden, you know, The Trooper, 2 Minutes to Midnight, obviously. Fear of the Dark. It's a pretty good album. I like it. This wouldn't be the first thing I reach when I go to listen to something, but definitely glad to have this because, like I said, Aces High is probably my favorite Iron Maiden song of all time. I'll listen to that any day. Next, a bit of a change of pace, we got Candlemas' Nightfall, which I actually picked up for $4. It's a 2-disc special edition. Oops. There we go. A 2-disc special edition. This comes with some bonus material, I believe some live stuff, studio outtakes, an interview, and the Bewitched music video, which is really cool. If you don't know who Candlemas is, these guys are like, I would say, one of the most prolific doom metal bands of all time. They definitely have a very unique sound, especially on Nightfall and anything with Messiah Morcolin. I definitely dig. You've got to at least have heard either Bewitched or like At the Gallows End. I actually covered At the Gallows End off this record a long time ago on my YouTube channel. It's definitely one of my favorite songs, and I'm so glad to have one of my favorite Candlemas album finally. If you don't know why I haven't bought this already but been listening to the song, it's basically because places near me haven't had this record at all. I had to go to Providence to pick this one up. And I'm glad I did because it's only $4 and it's got all the special goodies and stuff. The next we have Black Sabbath's Master of Reality. I actually used this in my Metal Gradient, Metal for Beginners Gradient. This is probably, I would say this is probably my favorite Black Sabbath album. Sweet Leaf is just, I think it's Sweet Leaf or Children of the Grave have to be my favorite Black Sabbath songs. So I love the fact that I got to pick this up. Once again, I bought this for $8. Like, everything except for Candlemas CD-wise, because I have a couple LPs to get to, CD-wise I bought for $8. It's really awesome, and they're all remastered and stuff, so they sound a little bit more clear and stuff. Really sick. Really good album. Black Sabbath Volume 4. This is kind of where Black Sabbath stopped being so metal, I would say, and started being more like a rocky kind of band with less heavy riffage, less really distorted guitars, and just became lighter. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't think I'm saying that, but this is definitely one of my least favorites out of all these. There's some good songs on here. Definitely Snowblind, of course. That's an awesome song. Definitely not the first one I reached for, but still a great album. Black Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Yeah, this was the first of the Black Sabbath records I picked up. I've been waiting to pick this one up forever because it was one of the first, like, when I was in high school, one of the first, like, Black Sabbath songs that really stuck with me was Sabracadabra, actually. And I bought it just for that, and I actually like the entire album. This is kind of like, I believe this is after Volume 4. So this is like after the 4 big, great Black Sabbath albums. But I still like this album. I think it's a pretty damn good album. Once again, it's on the lighter side of Black Sabbath, but still definitely worth checking out. Great, great album in my opinion. I love it to pieces. Yeah. Now we get into LPs. Oh, we're gonna get into my first ever picture disc. And my first ever signed anything. I don't have anything signed by any bands. Never happened. So to pick this up, I picked this up for $20. To get my first picture disc, my first Hecate Throne LP, and my first signed by the entire band. That blew my mind. I didn't even know that this thing was signed. At least the pictures on here were signed until after I got it home, or halfway home. I was on the bike path in Providence. And this is Hecate Enthroned, The Slaughter of Innocents, A Requiem for the Mighty. This is... The way I would describe Hecate Enthroned is like if Cradle of Filth kept being good, like if Cradle of Filth kept that Dusk in Her Embrace or Cruelty and the Beast sound, that's Hecate Enthroned. They picked up, or I should say, they've been around I think about the same time possibly, but they carried the torch when Cradle of Filth, in my opinion, dropped it. I know someone's going to be like, oh, you're an elitist. I like a lot of the Cradle of Filth albums. Darkly Darkly Venus and Versa was the first Cradle of Filth album I picked up, and I like that album. But to pretend that they're just as good as they used to be is a lie. As much as things are catchy, like Forgive Me Father, I Have Sinned and stuff, they're just not as good as their older albums. And that's why I'm glad I got to pick this up, because this is kind of like where Cradle of Filth should have been. And let me show you the pictures on the picture disc. There's only 2, obviously, because there are 2 sides to the vinyl. This is the actual, the actual, like, album artwork. It's a picture of, I guess, a statue. I don't know where that statue is, but it looks really cool. Very, very awesome. And I'm glad that this is my first, like, picture disc. And by the way, it's not because I'm like, oh, well, picture discs sound inferior, because really, I don't think there's that much of a difference to actually matter. But it's just because, like, all the records I want are never picture discs. It's just like fate, I guess you could say. Alright. Next is Limbonic Arts, Moon in the Scorpio. I've been on the lookout for this LP forever. I found about Limbonic Art 2 or 3 years ago, I think. I think someone in the Metalhead local Legion or whatever on Facebook posted a song off this. I was like, I need it. It took me so long to find it. I didn't want to order it offline because it seemed like the only place I could find this was either hyper expensive or it was off some website that I didn't really trust. But I found this at my local record shop, Armageddon as you could call it, local, because I'm more of a Providence boy than a Massachusetts boy. But this is a great symphonic black metal band. With Limbonic art, especially on this album, I can't speak for the others, but on this album in particular, they let the guitars take the back seat, and they let everything else, the violins, the pianos, the church bells, and shit like that, that comes forward. And the guitars, more or less, just add, like, an atmospheric, I guess you could say an atmospheric aggression. Whereas everything else is the focal point. All the orchestral or symphonic elements are the focal point. And I love that about this record. The vocals are really nice, and lyrically it's pretty cool. And also, the really cool thing about this as well is it is a double LP gatefold. I'll try to get this in the shot. A double LP gatefold. And I picked it up for $25. So a $25 double LP gatefold. I've never seen that. I have Dismembers Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. I bought that. That's a double LP gatefold. That cost me $35 fucking dollars. I don't think I've ever said this, but I bought it before I knew how cheap records could be. But I was just surprised to find a double LP, because once again, we were on the bike path looking at this stuff. And to find out it was a double LP for $25, that blew my fucking mind. And to have an album I've been searching for 2 or 3 years, on top of it being a double LP, awesome. Completely cool. It's like, I think these are 180 gram, just by like the weight of both of them. I feel like that these are like the higher quality records. They're black vinyl, so they're like for purists, because I know some people don't like colored vinyls or specific colors like clear vinyls or whatever, because they sound a little bit worse. But this is black vinyl. Super awesome. Great album, by the way. I don't think I hate any album I've showed you here. Like, there's no redneck black metal here. This is all stuff that I really enjoy for once. I don't feel burnt on any of the things I picked up, and I'm actually super glad that I got to pick these things up. So please tell me in the comments below what you guys are listening to. Have you listened to any of these records? Tell me what you think. Mortician, peace out.